Now, from CBS News Miami, this is Facing South Florida with Jim DeFede.
Welcome to Facing South Florida. I'm Jim DeFede. In a few days, millions of Americans will celebrate Thanksgiving. Some will get up early to see the parades on TV, while others will watch football. But Thanksgiving isn't Thanksgiving until family and friends gather around a table and share a meal. Food, after all, is the cornerstone of this day. Unfortunately for many, having a meal, even just one meal a day, is not something they can count on. And 2025 has been a particularly cruel year. Even before the government shutdown temporarily suspended food assistance programs like SNAP, we saw other programs at the federal level gutted and wiped out entirely, as Elon Musk took a chainsaw to those programs through his Doge efforts. And that was just the beginning.
The yeas are 218, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted.
In the president's big beautiful bill, more than $180 billion will be cut over the next decade from programs designed to help feed the poor. Here in Florida, the safety net that many count on to survive is slowly being shredded. This was Governor Ron DeSantis signing the state's $117 billion budget in early July and then handing out the blue pens he used in the ceremony. But he wasn't finished. He then gleefully showed the crowd his red Sharpies.
These are veto pens.
DeSantis made 445 individual line item vetoes, eliminating $567 million in spending that had been approved by the legislature.
So we've got some red pens. So this is the veto pen. All right, who else?
He vetoed funding to help victims of human trafficking. He vetoed mental health programs in public schools. He vetoed funding for public radio stations and for programs to provide job training and resources to victims of domestic violence. But one of the hardest areas hit by DeSantis' red veto pen were meal programs for senior citizens. In all, nearly $2.5 million in funding for senior meals was removed from the budget. What was your reaction when you found out your state funding had been vetoed?
Well, we were very surprised.
Mike McDermott is the president of the board for the North Miami Foundation for Senior Citizen Services, a group that's been around for more than 5 decades. In 2024, the North Miami Foundation received $550,000 from Tallahassee. The legislature trimmed that amount to $350,000 this year before the governor came along and eliminated it entirely.
The governor has supported us and other organizations like us for many years, and as always, so we assumed once it was in the budget that we would get the funding that we normally get. And then, surprise, surprise, he just sort of did a wide swipe of programs, particularly food programs for the elderly. So we were stunned, I guess is a better word.
In 2024, they provided nearly 130,000 meals to seniors. But with the stroke of DeSantis' red pen, as well as cuts to federal grants, they were forced to dramatically scale back their efforts. The veto caught legislators by surprise as well. State Senator Shevrin Jones sponsored the funding request for the North Miami Foundation.
For the past few years since I've been in the Senate, we filed this bill with the foundation, and we've been successful. I don't know why this year that those dollars were vetoed.
And when you met with the governor's staff, they said they'd get back to you, but you haven't heard from them.
We haven't heard back yet, no.
Why are programs like this important?
Well, I mean, when you look at the growing population of our senior communities in the state of Florida, more particularly even within my district, we have to make sure that we're doing everything we can to take care of our seniors. I'm gonna be honest, we have an obligation to take care of our seniors. And we have an obligation to ensure that they are fully funded. You would think that's probably one of the easiest things that we as a state support, considering that we have such an aging population, but that's clearly not the case.
You should know we also asked for an explanation from the governor's office as to why he vetoed these funds, but they have ignored our request for comment. When the North Miami Foundation lost all of their funding, they were forced to stop serving many of their seniors. Other agencies stepped in to try to help in the short term, but even they say it is not sustainable.
These are not people that can jump in a car and go to Burger King. These are people who depend on home delivered services, meals in particular, to survive, to go day to day. And these things are now gone, which puts them in jeopardy. We're an agency that provides services. It's the faces of the people who receive the services. They're the ones who are facing the crisis. You know, we're just an agency that provides it. But you have to look beyond us. You have to look at the people that have gotten services, who need services, who deserve services, who are now wondering what next. And those are the people that truly in the end are the ones who negatively are impacted by all of this. Our neighbors, our brothers, our sisters, whoever they happen to be, they're now facing their own personal crisis.
I am Pat Rieger. I am 82 years old. I've been widowed since 1987. Lived in this park here, Highland Village Park, since 1985. And my husband found a property for us, and I'm thankful for that.
For several years, Rieger has been receiving meals from the North Miami Foundation, and she had worked to sign up others in the trailer park who needed it. But all that is now over. You said before that you've tried to help sign up others inside your community there.
Right.
And some of them aren't going to be able to continue getting meals. Talk to me about what's been happening there.
This one couple, she was signed up for a couple of years now. And that, I guess they were splitting the meal because he never got a chance to get signed up because he turned 60 in February and they put him on a waiting list and he never did get the meal. And now I have to go tell them now that they're not going to get meals now. There is no other program available for him to get meals, even though there's others in the park that are still getting it.
I mean, you haven't told them yet.
No.
That's going to be a hard conversation to have to have.
It is. And he's one of the ones that he's 60 and she's 64, I believe. And she is basically bedridden. He's the one that gets up and talks to me, but you can hardly understand him because he's had at least one stroke. And she had one stroke too. And they're the worst ones out of the whole 11 that I signed up.
What do you think about all this?
Everything is getting cut. Everything that we gained is stopping. I mean, the kids, the old people, and just what's next? What's going to happen next? I mean, I live on Social Security, and if I didn't get that, I don't know what I would do. And these other people, if they don't get their check or they don't get their food stamps, I don't know what's going to happen with them.
If you don't want to say, that's fine. Do you mind telling me how much you get with the widow's benefit? How much you get? How much you're living on a month?
$1,481.
$1,481 a month in Social Security.
$23 in food stamps.
$23 a month in food stamps.
No other benefits at all. Nope.
It's
not much.
Is that like less than $20,000 a year?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's hard.
Yeah. Well, it's poverty. Yeah. But that's what I got. And what's the sense in worrying about it? I write my bills out every month. I pay my bills now. For a while it was rough. But I've been doing all right lately.
What does all right mean to you?
I had $1.07 in my bank account last month for July at the end of the month.
That's a good thing?
I had $1.07 in there. I didn't have any overdrawn checks, yeah. If we had to pay rent the way the rent is nowadays and that, we'd be homeless. And that's what I don't know how people pay rent and are expected to buy food and keep themselves alive because it just seems impossible.
Do you get scared by what the future might hold?
I have a positive attitude. That's why I'm trying to help everybody. And just, Other people, I think, get more scared than me. I just do for myself. I do what I can. I try and make things better for me and get my attitude right and everything. But this couple now that I tell, I don't know what they're going to do. And I think he's going to get scared because he's more aware of what's actually going on. And I don't know. I don't know.
If the government isn't there to help the most vulnerable, what is the purpose of government then?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, you know, we had all these benefits, but it was necessities that we were getting from these groups. And I mean, Meals on Wheels or North Miami Foundation, they kept my neighbor alive, and he died at 99 years old. He got that meal every day. Heated it up 5 hours later and ate that meal. And I got him stuff for his breakfast, but that was the one main meal that he had. And that was years he lived on that. It's not going to be anymore.
You know, they talk about the safety net. I'm not sure there's much of a safety net.
There's no safety net for these people that are in here that I can see. Food stamps, maybe that's going to be cut too because of the way things are going.
If you could talk to the politicians in Tallahassee, the other leaders who make decisions as to whether or not to fund programs like North Miami Foundation and others like it to be able to take care of folks like yourself and other seniors, what would you tell them?
They're not going to listen. They have their ideas on how things should be done, and they're not going to listen to me. And I hope they start listening to other people. They have money. They don't care. As long as they have money. They don't care about the little people that I can see.
When we come back, I'll take you to another meal program for seniors that saw their state funding significantly cut. And this one is in Hialeah.
I'm struggling personally to keep up because when you have all this trouble financially, it becomes emotional. And you can really go into deep depression.
Stay with us. Welcome back. One of the largest meal programs for seniors in Florida is operated by the city of Hialeah. They have nearly a dozen sites that not only provide hot meals to seniors, but also offers them a place to socialize. Last year, they received $2 million from the state. This year, it was cut by $700,000. Tell me why this program is important.
Oh, it's very important because some of these people, this is the only hot meal that they receive on a daily basis.
Julio Ponce is the housing director in Hialeah, the agency that oversees the meal program. When you're not sure of your funding from year to year, what does that do for you?
Well, it's hard to plan. We've been lucky that we've consistently had $2 million for years, but this year is going to be a challenge.
But that's the bottom line is if you have less money, you are able to provide less in services. That's the only way to look at it.
Yes, I totally agree. It's how to manage the money, and we'll try to stretch it as much as possible.
Do you get the feeling that we're at the beginning of a time where these cuts are going to keep coming and you're going to be more challenged, and at the same time, you know, older folks in particular are feeling the financial stresses as well, and so at the time that you're getting these cuts, you're also seeing the need increase?
Oh, definitely. Housing, food, all kinds of services are needed. In Hialeah, we try to keep people active, and we have activities for them. But again, the food is so important. And you know, what you saw it here, we were talking, people come up saying thank you. It's good service, good food. And without the funding, we will feel it in the long run.
You'll feel it in the long run, but they'll feel it.
Oh, definitely.
It's actually, right. The people you're actually serving.
Yeah.
Hialeah delivers 400 meals every day to folks in their homes, as well as serving more than 1,000 meals at their senior centers. Eva Valdez is one of those seniors who has come to rely on meals the center provides.
It gives you a way to have a meal, if nothing else, a meal a day is just as important.
What if this went away?
Or
What if the meals, if there was no more funding for the meals?
I don't know, certain people depend on it. I don't know what they'll do. Thank goodness I don't eat a lot. So, bread with butter, I guess.
Because the funding does get cut every year, and so that's one of the things. That's why I wanted to do this.
That's scary.
It's scary.
It is really, really scary.
Why is it scary?
Because it's the only mean for some people to have one meal a day. They cannot afford anything else to come here and eat. So that's important. That's as important as you can get.
Valdez lives on a fixed income, but with the price of food and other items increasing, she finds it difficult to survive.
It's just a struggle. I'm struggling personally to keep up.
You know, when you're 82 and you're struggling,
That's will put a lot of stress on you. And then if I didn't have this to come and enjoy and socialize, I don't know what I would do. I really don't know. This is my life. Because when you have all this trouble financially, it becomes emotional. And you can really go into deep depression. So this maintains me healthy. And if they cut it, I don't know. And I know I'm not the only person. There's 400 of us here only.
Ileana Sanabria is the social services director in Hialeah.
Some of these folks are like family to me. I see them as my parents, my grandparents. You're able to see today how affectionate they are when I come, and it's just a great program. The meals help them tremendously.
Tell me how. How do the meals
help?
help?
A lot of them this is the only meal that they have daily. They tell me that they come here for entertainment and for the lunch. This is their main meal of the day. In the evenings, they'll have milk and coffee or cereal. They'll have light breakfast, but this is their main meal, especially in the times that we're living where everything is so costly, and they live on a fixed income.
Are there more people out there that you could help if you had the ability to?
Definitely. We are constantly receiving calls. At the center, there's constantly new people coming that they hear about the program, that they have a need, looking for food. The same thing with the homebound. We receive a lot of referrals, a lot of clients.
Are you able to help all of them, or do you have? I mean, it's hard, right?
It's hard to help everyone. It's hard. There's times that we have to create wait lists, if need be. They're all depending on the funding. You know how it is.
Yeah. Anything else?
We try to serve everyone, but unfortunately, that's not always the case.
Earlier, I mentioned that it appeared we were likely to start an age of cruelty, where the poor and less poor struggle to survive, while the wealthy, well, they get richer. I recently spoke to Paco Velez, the CEO of Feeding South Florida.
We're looking at Medicaid cuts, and those are going to affect a lot of families, working families, very low income working families. We're also looking at SNAP cuts. SNAP cuts are going to be pretty significant. Those won't take effect until October 2026. But once that happens, we're going to see some significant issues and some families really struggling to put food on the table.
Talk to me about what you see as the need that's out there right now.
So the need is unfortunately ever growing, and so we're seeing the majority of the families we serve are working families, and they're just trying to make ends meet. They're struggling to keep everything together, roof over their head, fuel in the car, getting to work, back to school stuff for their kids, and put food on the table. Unfortunately, for a lot of folks, food is the first thing to go, and because folks want to keep a roof over their head, pay the utilities and all that. What we're seeing from our seniors is the same thing.
Feeding South Florida delivers about 400 meals or boxed groceries to families and seniors every day, but their resources are limited as well. On the day we spoke, they had another 61 seniors on a waiting list. How worried are you about the future right now?
I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the families we serve. We see the families come here, we talk to the families, they're concerned. And as I mentioned, I don't know what'll happen.
At their warehouse facility in Pembroke Park, Feeding South Florida operates a small store where those who qualify for help can pick up a few basic items. And that's where we found 73-year-old Carmen Patterson. How hard are things economically for folks out there these days?
It's very rough. Because some people have to go and get 2 jobs, 3 jobs in order to support themselves and their families.
You're 73 and still working.
Yes, I am.
That can't be easy. A lot of people who are 73 try to retire by then.
That is true. But I feel like if I am 50, so.
But do you have to work?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me why.
First to begin with, I have bills to pay. My husband just passed away. My mom passed away. My nephew was staying with me. He moved out and he's on his own now. So I must work. By all means, I must work.
A long-time home health care aide, she first came to the food bank after getting injured on the job and couldn't work for a time. You were getting emotional before when we talked. What made you emotional before?
When I remember how things was before I came here, when I remember how things was, it's very hard to talk about.
I'm sorry, can you try a little? Like, how were things? What does that mean? How were things before you found this place?
Well, first to begin with, my husband wasn't working. I wasn't working. So we didn't have much to put on the table. We didn't have much to offer. So then when I heard about this place, I came, and it was very helpful to me.
Feeding South Florida is always looking for volunteers as well as donations. If you would care to help, you can find out more at feedingsouthflorida.org. Now, when we come back, I will have a preview of the Miami Mayor's debate I'll be moderating Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on CBS. Stay with us. Welcome back. Before we go, a reminder that on Tuesday evening from 7 to 8 p.m., I will be moderating a live debate here in our studio at CBS Miami between Eileen Higgins and Emilio Gonzalez, candidates to be the next mayor of Miami. This race is garnering a lot of attention across the country because even though it is technically nonpartisan, both national political parties see this as a critical contest. President Donald Trump, Senator Rick Scott, Governor Ron DeSantis, and even Texas Senator Ted Cruz have come out and endorsed Gonzalez, a former city manager and airport director, while Higgins, a longtime county commissioner, has the backing of not only the local and state Democratic parties, but also the Democratic National Committee, which has been organizing folks on the ground to turn out to vote. And yet, while there are those who see this as the latest referendum on President Trump and his policies, the next mayor of Miami will face a litany of issues that affect Democrats and Republicans alike. Everything from creating more affordable housing to dealing with street flooding, from public safety to garbage collection, from tackling the homeless crisis to making sure seniors don't go hungry. This is an election like no other in the city's history. Both candidates see themselves as a break from Miami's corrupt and incestuous past, and you will get to hear from them right here for an hour. Please join me for the Miami Mayor's debate Tuesday evening from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on CBS. Well, that's all the time we have today. If you have any thoughts or comments, feel free to contact me at jdefede@cbs.com. Oh, I do enjoy hearing from you. Thanks again for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.